we'll start with a new topic, infectious cycle or infectious chain. This contains several factors like infectious agent, reservoir, portal of exit, mode of transmission, portal of entry, and susceptible host. We'll see one by one. First is about the agent. So, first, under the agent, there are biological agents and protozoal agent, viral agent like that. Under bacterial agent, first one is parasites and fungi, tinea, and bacteria, TB, rickettsia, that is typhus, and viruses. Under that, AIDS. Okay. And under parasites, there are protozoa, that is amoeba, and metazoa, ascaris. So, again, the agents are two types, living and non-living. And living, also called as cellular. Under that, parasites, protozoa, fungi, and prokaryotes. And non-living, or also called as acellular, are virus and prion. So, these are the agents who causes the infectious diseases. Next, factors affecting agent infectivity. So, which and all factors affects the agent or microbes to cause the infection? First one, natural characteristics of the agent. How the naturally how the agents or microbes are living. Other that, its production, its metabolism, how it is motility in production of toxins. Okay? This everything comes about the natural characteristics of the agent. Next, again, characteristics of agent related to infection in humans. To cause an infection to the human, how the characteristics to be the agent. Another first one, infectivity. It's the ability of an organism to invade and infect the host. Okay, infectivity means the microbe should invade or enter into the organism, and it should cause an infection. That is called infectivity. Like pathogenicity, it's the ability to cause the disease. Okay. Infectivity means causing an infection. Pathogenicity means causing the diseases. Okay, ability of an organism to cause a disease. It's called pathogenicity. And virulence, its ability to cause serious complication or death. Okay, it is a serious complication. Virulence means. Antigenicity, it's the ability to stimulate host production of antibody. So antigenicity means this microbes will stimulate the host or a human or living being to produce the antibody. Okay? That is what antigenicity. Moving to the source or reservoir. Source means, or source of infection means, it's an immediate person or object from which agent passes to host. So it can be anything. Source of infection means it can be any object or living being, anything that will spread the infection to the host. Okay, the next person. And reservoir means it's a natural habitat in which an agent lives, grows, and multiplies. Reservoir means it is another object or any living being or human in which the microorganism will enter, lives, grows, and multiplies. So that is what a reservoir means. The source of infection may be a part of the reservoir or not. Like food poisoning, it is a reservoir is the carrier who contaminate the food, while source of infection is the food itself. Okay, reservoir means a person, whoever who is carrying the contaminated food. Okay, a source of infection means the food itself. From the food only we are getting the food poisoning. Okay, and again the reservoir is of three types: human reservoir, animal reservoir, and non-living things reservoir. Firstly, about the human reservoir. Under human reservoir, there are three factors like cases, carriers. Okay, cases means the individual who are suffering from the disease. Okay, any person who are suffering from the disease is called cases. Another again three types: typical, atypical, and subclinical or inapparent. Typical means showing typical manifestation of the disease, and the level of severity may range from being mild to moderate to severe. Typical means the person who is showing the manifestation clinical symptoms. Okay, clinical symptoms he is showing, and the range may be mild to moderate to severe. Okay, that is what typical. And atypical, it doesn't show the typical manifestation of disease. Okay, atypical means he will not show the manifestation, any clinical symptom. And third one is subclinical or inapparent. They can pass undiagnosed. So subclinical means the person who will not be diagnosed itself, means he will not show the any symptom. He will be a carrier type. Okay, he will not show any symptom, or we cannot identify he is a host by any means. Okay, so he is a subclinical case. Next one is carrier, a person who is harboring the organism without showing signs and symptoms and is capable of transmitting the disease to other person. Carrier means he is having the disease. Okay, he is having the microorganism inside the body, but he will not show the signs and symptoms. But he is capable of transmitting the disease to other person. So he will transfer the infection to others. That is what called carrier. Okay. Carrier, the most dangerous source of infection. A subclinical or in an apparent condition or infection, and carriers are mainly or very dangerous. Okay, and then comes the subclinical case, then atypical case, and the typical case. Okay. Next, types of carriers. First one is timing of transmitting agent, duration, portal of exit. Based on the timing, duration, and the portal of exit, the carriers are of many types. Under the timing of transmitting agents, there are three types: incubatory, convalescent, and contact. Under duration, there are two types: temporary and chronic, and portal of exit, respiratory, fecal, and urinary. Timing of transmitting agent. Incubatory means in the incubation period, the existing microorganism just started incubating. So during that time, if the patient is the patient is called the incubatory, in the incubatory stage. Convalescent period means it is multiplying. Okay, the microorganism is multiplying heavily, and it is ready to transfer or ready to spread the infection. That is called convalescent. And contact means the patient is fully grown, or microorganism is fully grown, and it is about to transmit. Okay? That is what contact. And the duration, temporary, chronic. Okay? So temporary carrier means he will be transmitting the disease only for temporary period. Then his antibody or whatever immunity will suppress this infection. This chronic means he is forever he is transmitting the disease, but he will not show any signs and symptoms. Next, portal of exit, it can be through respiratory, fecal, and urinary. The microorganism may exit from the body through respiratory, fecal, or urinary route. Moving to the animal reservoir. Diseases that can be transmitted under natural conditions from vertebrate animals to humans are called zoonosis. Okay, the diseases are transmitting from the animal to human, then it is called as zoonosis. Examples are rabies, yellow fever, plague, anthrax, and brucellosis. Famous animal reservoirs are cat, dog, horse, cattle, poultry, and rodents. So this is what animal reservoir means. And reservoir in non-living things. Soil can also act as a reservoir of infection. Example, soil may harbor agents and cause tetanus and anthrax. And water also act as a reservoir, and food also. In that, meat, milk, vegetable. And next is portal of exit. Path by which an agent leaves its human or animal source host. Okay, any route through which the microorganisms exit from the body is called portal of exit. First one is respiratory tract. Example is influenza virus, or presently coronavirus also, through respiratory tract. Genitourinary tract. Example, sexually transmitted diseases. Alimentary tract, hepatitis A virus, and blood, example is hepatitis B virus, and in utero transmission is rubella and CMV. Okay, so these are the example of portal of existence. Let's move into the host factor. It's intrinsic factors that influence individual exposure, susceptibility, or response to a causative agent. Host factor means the person who is carrying the diseases, like he will be influenced by the exposure, susceptibility, or response to a causative agent. Okay? He'll be exposed, he is susceptible, and he is the responsible for the causative agent. Okay? So, when next host immunity divided by virulence of organisms. Okay? When the host immunity decreases, then the virulence of organisms increases. Okay, virulence of the organism means already we have seen, like the ability of an organism or a disease uh, uh, ability of a disease for the termination of a person. Okay, he may die because of the disease, that is called virulence. Okay, so when the host immunity decreases, the virulence will be increased. So that's what about the infectious cycle. We'll see in the next class. Thank you.